All right. Welcome, everybody, to Faces on Parade. It is going to be the first of at least two sessions. We'll see how it goes to figure out how many in the future. But I am excited for this part of it. And will my lovely players introduce themselves from top to bottom?
Sure. Hello. I am Mock. I am playing Blink Lightly, your favorite lamp with feelings.
Hello, I am Owl. I am playing Shorts Kid, and it's a fancy party. I hope they have fancy chicken nuggets.
I'm Launch. I'm playing a totally new character. Goes by Road is -N. Never before seen. Brand new. Very excited.
We love them.
You do
Hi,
love them.
everybody. I'm Snail, and I'm playing Lieutenant Remy of the Shooting Star Press, boy reporter at your service.
Thank you, everyone. I am Uni. I am your resident DM. I am playing Larry Samuel, the chaperone for Shorts Kid, because someone's got to watch this nugget. And I am also playing Zan, the Realkind wizard, who is here with Blink to look into some matters. And also, I'm playing everyone else because that's what being the DM is. Yay!
We love you, Yuri.
Woo! So to start off, I will set the stage by letting each of you know that you have been invited to a ball. Um, there is a very, very exclusive event that happens semi-annually, hosted by the great Lady Konba in Firuuma. This is in Realkind territories. Um, each of you has received an invitation for just being kind of an impressive person. So for Shorts Kid and Road, and I technically not Larry. Technically, it was sent to the engineer, but he took the invitation anyway because engineer's busy. The three of you were invited for your recent starring roles in new films. You got Ida's up and coming stars. For Luton, you got your invitation for not only being good press but making good press. They have recognized you as the rising star of reporting. And for Blink, you sort of
I'm the +1.
You are the +1 for Rue Sketch, who is definitely here with you. Absolutely, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
And the two of you are going to look into matters. But naturally, as I mentioned, this takes place in Realkind territories, which means you have to get there. Thankfully, part of the invitation is that you are getting an all expenses paid trip via teleportation circle. And that will take you to the city of Ibrio, where it is being hosted. So I assume. Yeah.
Can Shorts Kid roll Arcana to check this circle?
Sure.
Just because space magic teleportation, they've had some experiences with that, and also they're a little worried because they're like, what if it takes us to some place that isn't good? And they try to fucking, kill Larry.
Okay.
No.
Okay, honey.
So, Shorts Kid is just gonna real quick roll some Arcana, and I get a +3 to that, so.
The 17. Teleportation circles are, they are pretty high level magic. So while, but, space magic is also Shorts Kids sort of bread and butter. As far as you can tell, this is a normal teleportation circle. And this is not like a circle that is made just for the party. This is one that people use to travel in and out of Toontown. So it is basically like a very tiny airport. And as far as you
Okay,
can
so
tell, everything's in order.
Shorts Kid takes like the invitation ticket thing that's supposed to make sure that they get to Firuuma, licks it, licks the circle, walks around it, smudges it with a finger, and then like looks at Larry very serious and goes, "It's good."
Thanks for checking it out, kid. I assume since you are all headed in the same direction, and you do not have to operate it yourself. There is a wizard there to operate the circle for you. I assume that all of you are converging upon this spot at more or less the same time.
Probably.
For a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume so. Luton has probably struck up a conversation with the wizard real quick just to make sure that everything's chill in his own way, which does not involve licking the circle. Should I roll insight, I guess? It's he's not expecting anything to be funky. He just does this on instinct.
Sure, go
Lick it,
right ahead.
loot it, lick it, loot it.
A 12. As far as you can tell, the wizard operating the teleportation circle is just an employee who is doing his job, and it's like, yeah, things kind of get busy this time of year with people coming all over to this party. But I think this is the first time I've had to do one out of Toontown, so that's interesting.
Oh, are we all at the circle at the same time?
I assume, yeah, we're pretty much arriving all around the same time. Some of you might have been here longer than others, but yeah, but I figure this is as everyone is getting here.
Shorts Kid looks around Larry and sees Luton talking to the bedraggled looking circle operator, and they skip right up and says, "It's fine. It tastes like good."
It tastes. Hello there, child. What's your name?
I'm Shorts Kid, and they do a little flourish, and then they go, "Oh wait," and they run back and grab Larry's hand and pull him over and say, "And this is Larry."
Oh, hello. Yes, I interviewed your father. Father?
Engineer.
They're sort of like
Granddad.
glancing between the two of you, like, oh, I should remember if this is like grandfather or father, but I don't. This is embarrassing. This is sort of my whole
It's
thing.
Train Dad.
Yes, I interviewed your train father several months ago. It's certainly nice to see you. You are paying attention in school, I hope.
Yes.
Said like a liar.
Larry,
Like a liar.
well, they haven't failed out yet, which is about all we can hope for. Hi.
I'm good at math.
Schools are competitive at this day and age. I suppose you're right. Luton seems perfectly amiable as he waves at the circle operator and moves into the circle. And he's like, "So, how did you establish that this circle was all right? I'm very curious." But you can feel free to continue introducing people as they chatter.
Yeah, Shorts Kid goes into a long, drawn-out explanation, which is essentially it tastes right, which is hard to define to someone who doesn't also have space magic. So it's just like it tastes good.
Well, while you are discussing these very technical details, I suppose Zan and Blink will be arriving. The two of them had a further trek to make since they were situated in Luthib, which is probably a few days away by carriage or whatever. So they had a road trip while they were getting here.
Father-son road trip.
Yes. And
Road trip.
Zen sort of sees the group and is actually a little bit surprised. And he goes, "Oh, we're not the only. Interesting. Okay. He quickly sort of dusts himself off. He has not changed into his fancy clothes yet because they were just on the road, and unlike Toons, he cannot, instantly change clothes via cartoon magic.
This
So
is fair.
he sort of quickly dusts himself off, and takes a glance at Blink and goes, "All right, we're starting a little earlier than I anticipated."
It's okay. We got this. He just gives Zan like just a bright smile.
Zan smiles back. He
Yeah.
approaches the group and goes, "Well, hello. I assume you are here for Lady Konba's event."
Like it just tastes like truth.
Well, I am always seeking out truth, so I'll learn. I'll just have to learn how to acquire the. Hello. Sorry. My name is Luton Remy of the Shooting Star Press. This is Kid and Larry of Dodo Studios. Larry Samuel.
Yeah, that's right.
I knew it.
And Zan nods. He goes, "Charmed, I'm sure. My name is Rue Sketch. This is my companion, Blink. Anyone who wants to can roll a history check."
Luton is absolutely going to roll a history check.
History check.
I want to roll insight.
Sure, that works too.
Just because he
Oh,
sounds kind of like he's not telling the truth, and Shorts Kid is extremely attuned
Damn
to
it.
that now.
I wasn't sure if I should do this now or later. Can I slightly
Well,
retroactively say that Blink has done something?
fair, sure.
Okay. When they walked in and Zan looked kind of worried, and Blink kind of smiled, he also patted his shoulder. And Zan can feel kind of like, have you ever
He seems
had
fine.
like static electricity, but not like the way that it hurts?
Yeah,
Like just kind
yeah.
of a
The
like a
little.
quick like thrill of energy. He feels that, and Blink has cast enhance ability
Oh,
on Zan.
nice. Which
Um,
ability did he enhance?
where'd it go? Eagle Splendor.
Okay,
That's
that
the
gives
charisma.
a plus to charisma or advantage to charisma.
Advantage to charisma.
All right. He will be.
And I've burned my first spell.
Yay!
Congratulations!
Shorts Kid just bounding up. Hi! Nice to meet you, Rue. You seem like a trustworthy man who would never hurt me or my friend. Let's shake hands. And
Oh,
then they take
good thing I get
Rue's hand and shake
advantage.
it up and down.
Okay. So he has
Wow.
fooled everyone except for Luton. Luton, you're a reporter. You definitely heard about the fact that Rue Sketch was arrested several months ago and should still be in jail, last you heard. Um, there was also a brief description of Rue Sketch as being a halfling, which this man is clearly not. So this smells a little bit fishy to you. um,
Lurton is actually going to keep it under his hat for a moment because there's really two options. Either A, this guy and his companion are trying to get into the party and pretending to be somebody who's somewhat elusive, or B, this is a part of a larger scheme. And Luton wants to know which is true. Is this just some people who are trying to get in on the fancy party, or is this deeper? He's going to be like, my, Mr. Sketch, I've heard all about your reports and all of the things you've done for the magic community. Tell me, what was the most recent thing that you published? It was a real shocker. And this is probably going to be another insight check.
yeah.
Can I make an investigation check?
I think this would be more of an insight.
Oof. He's not gonna have to lie much.
Yeah. Yeah, he gives a sort of tight smile and goes, Well, it has been a bit since I published my most recent work. I have been working on developing various uh, new crafts for the magical community. It's part of why I've been looking forward to this party. Lady Konbai is so well known for her own abilities in that regard. And um, if we are all here, could we please get underway? Um, that is a hint
Let's
for
get
a
this
new
over with.
launch.
Let's get this over with.
Oh,
And
hello?
I guess Road has been here.
So like come strolling in during that one part.
uh,
Road is and I loved the movie you were just in.
Oh,
Calamity
thanks.
Dame was something wonderful.
Yeah, it was pretty pretty fancy, huh? Lots of music and shooting. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and your voice was just wonderful, let me tell you.
Oh,
All
thanks.
right,
And a
Luton is
gun.
going to look at the wizard and say, "Is this all of us?"
and the wizard sort of counts it. This looks like the number. Yeah, all right. Hands and legs inside the circle, everybody. And it begins to glow a bright golden color as he activates it. And in a split second, you all just feel a sort of and you have suddenly jumped a continent over. You arrive in a very similar looking building. Presumably, a lot of the official teleportation sites are sort of, designed by the same committee. Um, but pretty much as soon as you arrive, the guy's like, "All right, have a nice day. We've got another group coming in a minute, so please, orderly fashion, have fun. Bye." Sort of shoos you out.
Thanks, bye.
Bye. And you exit into the city of Ibrio, which is quite lovely. Basically, you have to think Venice. Uh, there are lots of sort of watery canals running through the streets. There is a gondola waiting for you to take you to where the party will happen. Um,
It's a banana boat.
uh,
Fancy.
yeah, the water's very clear. If anyone wants to roll a history check to see how much they know about sort of this city, I don't know if Luton would have been here before him being Realkind. Oh, sure, that's a 23, so that's pretty good. Um, yeah, this city has it has dealt with some poor reputation in the past, and you've heard that part of the reason that these events began was to sort of put this place back on the map as a lovely tourist attraction because the architecture is gorgeous. It's all very tall, regal buildings. It seems there's a lot of sort of nicely lit apartments. It's getting a little bit towards sunset, so the sun is getting a little low, casting long shadows and orange light over everything. Um, and as you load in the boat, I think you actually the group is big enough. You'll be split between two boats, but you're more or less going side by side.
Mhm.
Um, Past the history check. Does anyone want to make a perception check?
Ah,
That one I
yes.
will do. I don't think that Blink has ever been here, so.
Yeah.
Nice.
Look around with
Road,
your
you
big,
are
big
you
eyes.
Road, you are just here and not looking forward to the party.
It's true. Oh no!
Oh no, Shortskate, you're very excited.
Let
There's
me just say, Short's kid is trying to drink the water.
Larry is
Oh,
preventing Shoreskin from drinking the water.
oh, you're doing the
But
thing
it's
where
so
like you're
clear.
leaning like half your body out the boat trying to touch it.
All
It's
right.
so clear. I bet it would taste good.
And
Is
No,
it
Larry,
no, let's save it for summoning circles. Let's save for another time, child.
so Larry is distracted with trying to stop Short Skid from falling out the boat, but both Zan and Blink will notice on the ride in. The streets are fairly empty since it's getting late. A lot of people that you see on the street seem to be heading in for the night. You're starting to notice, like, at first it doesn't really occur to you, but the further you go and you realize, boy, there's a lot of like stray cats sort of prowling the edge of the canals and watching you. There's a lot of birds lining up the upper edges of the building. Seems like just a lot of animals around. Just, huh. You don't know what to make of it, but you have taken note of it.
How clear is the water?
I mean, it is pretty clear. It is running through a city, so it is not exactly. You wouldn't want to drink directly from it, Shorts Kid.
No.
Um, but they do their part to make it, pretty because they want the city to look nice, especially this time of year when so many important figures are coming into the city. There's
Can you see the bottom?
no, it is deep enough that you cannot see the bottom.
Okay.
But you eventually arrive in the city square where you can see a number of very small sort of docks as other partygoers are arriving. Lots of very elegant people getting out, and the layout of it is there is the city square, which has a number of bridges that go off across the canals to the many, central locations of the city, and everyone is filtering towards the one bridge that leads up to a manor. Um, Presumably, this is where the party is being held. In the center of the town square seems to be a large memorial where various flowers and trinkets have been left, and a few people are stopping to put something there before heading on up to the manor.
Would Luton's history check let him know what exactly this memorial is, or would I have to reroll?
I'd say since you rolled pretty high on the history check, you probably know. Like I mentioned, this city had a not great reputation going back a few decades. There was a belief that a curse had befallen the city. There were monsters showing up and people going missing, and no one could really figure out why or how, or if it was that the monsters were killing people, or if people were turning into the monsters, or there were lots of rumors of werewolves, even though I don't think none of the monsters were werewolves. But that was sort of the spooky rumor going on, and so that the another reason why the party is happening is one, to increase the reputation and give people something to think of Ebrio besides this scary curse place, and a common, like, aside from just high society types, adventurers who have made a name for themselves in some regard get invited. So in case there's a monster attack, there are adventurers there to deal with the monster. And
Oh yeah.
so this is sort of a memorial for people who have been lost to whatever thing beset this city all those decades ago.
I think Luton's gonna keep quiet unless somebody like makes noises about it, and then he might go into it. But otherwise, he'll just like nod at the grave site as he passes.
Does anyone want to take a closer look, or do you just want to head on up?
Get this
So
party over with.
Well,
That makes Shorts Kid uncomfortable.
Um,
that's fair.
uh,
Well, we could go. We could go.
Larry sort of like as they go, he steps up next to Road and goes, it's sorry, Road, right?
Uh, and she just does it a few times, does not remember your name.
Don't worry, Larry.
Yeah, I would have gotten there eventually, probably, maybe.
Sure.
Howdy.
You doing all right?
Yeah, it's just so many people, you know, it ain't really my scene.
Yeah.
We're getting this over with, so.
Well, uh, I feel ya, and he sort of you could tell that he like raises a hand. Did you say that about awkward pat on the back? No, no awkward pat on the back. That would be weird. And he goes,
He's trying.
he's trying. He goes, it's like, just we'll get through it. um,
Nods.
Shorts kid looking between the two of them. If you don't want to be here, why are you here?
Good question.
Are you gonna answer, or is this one
Nope.
of those things? Okay. Just because, well, if you don't want to be here, you're still here, and that's nice because you look cool, and you're gonna be able to go to a place with fancy chicken nuggets, and Larry is here too, and look, I'm holding his hand now. Do you want to hold my hand? It might make you feel better.
Sure. Why not?
Shorts kid takes Rhode's hand.
Luchin is
Awkwardly takes child's hand.
politely not acknowledging that this is happening. He knows that this is not part of his group, so he's just very quietly like, oh, look at the memorial. I'm sure looking at that memorial as I walk past. Woo-hoo.
oh,
Larry,
precious.
can you take Luton's hand?
Larry just sort of stares at Short's kid and goes, "Hey, reporter dude, let's go." He does not
Yes?
he does not hold out his hand to Luton, but he just sort of gestures like, "Come on."
Yes, of course. There is
That's
time for
Larry
grieving other
E's for
times. Let's
hold his
go.
hand. That's Larry E's for hold his hand. You gotta take his hand.
No, that's not what it. Okay.
Luton is looking between the two, like, oftentimes you let the child have the thing when it's pretty harmless, but also Larry is saying no, so he's just like,
You can come on my side, why
one's
not?
gonna win it.
I mean, you don't have to. I just don't have enough hands, and usually Larry is pretty good about being my extra hand. Oh, you can hold my coat.
Actually, I do have a better idea. Upon seeing that it's Shorts Kid who predominantly wants this, Luton is actually going to go up behind Shorts Kid, very gently get his own hands underneath their armpits and pick them up so that they've got their legs over his shoulders so that they can still be holding both Larry and Rhodes' hands, but Luton's now carrying Shorts Kid, and he's like, is that better?
Yes! That's perfect! Now I have enough hands! And
I do
feet.
want to
Alright.
just
The other two, come along.
when Shorts Kid said fancy chicken nuggets, Blink does turn to Zan and just say, "Do they really have fancy chicken nuggets?" That's it. I just want to make that clear that has happened.
Zan is like he's trying very hard to like keep on his unimpressed sketch impression up, but he's watching this and it's just like, oh no, they're cute.
Shorts Kid leans over to Larry and whispers apologies in his ear.
Don't worry about it, kid. With that being said, you are heading on up to the event. A number of people give you guys sort of looks, not necessarily looks of disdain or judgment. I mean, probably some, but a lot of people just sort of interested. You don't see Toons that often. this far away from their country. So a lot of people are just like, huh.
Blink waves at them. He's doing the thing where he like runs ahead a little bit and then like waits for everybody to catch up and then runs ahead a little bit.
I would say there are one or two people who wave back.
Yes.
And it eventually you do get to the front door, and there is a figure there waiting to handing off something to people as they come in. The individual is wearing heavy robes, so you can't really make out that much about them. But they are wearing sort of just simple black mask that covers their whole face. It's painted with stars. And they go, "Welcome to the event. It is so wonderful to see you. May I see your invitations, please?"
Oh, yes, hang on. Luton, as he'll notice in his character design, actually is carrying a messenger bag. This is because, as he is a half-elf with a Toonkind, rather than a Toonkind who is a half-elf, he doesn't actually have a hammer space, so he literally has to have all the things that he's bringing to the event in the messenger bag. So he sort of like lets go Short's kid's legs a little bit and starts rifling around in the bag to find the invitation, because it's in one of the pockets, but he's also got to remember which pocket.
While Luton is rummaging around, Larry pulls out both his and Short's kids, because you always want to be careful when it comes to a kid holding on to something they need for later.
Short's kids already has like a fucking ketchup handprint on it somewhere. They got really excited over their nuggets.
Pre-party chicken nugget.
Yeah.
I have enough money for chicken nugget.
That's how you know it's Short's kids.
Yup.
Pre-gaming.
That's how you know. And Zan pulls his and Blink's out from his coat and hands his off.
Answers over.
Blink has
pulling out from her
returned to
sash.
Zan's side at this point. Sorry, go ahead.
I think Launch, what were you saying?
Hands hers over. She just pulls it out from her sash.
The individual looks over all of the invitations. Eventually, I assume Luton gets his out.
Oh yes, it doesn't take long. He just has to remember which pocket it is. So, like, one or two of the others got to hold over their invitations before him.
To remember which pocket.
And after a moment looking it over, the individual, as you, I will note, as you hand it over, you get a look at their hands, and they appear to be cat hands. So this is presumably a tabaxi person. And they go, "Wonderful. Thank you so much. My name is
Short's
Scion."
kids' eyes go big.
"My name is Scion. If you have any need for anything within the party, simply ask for me or any of the other staff. They will be happy to fetch me for you. Now, before you head..."
Can I touch the beans?
"I'm sorry, the what?"
The beans. Can I touch the beans?
Larry goes, "They want to touch your hands." So he goes, "Oh, very well." And they hold out their hand for Short's kid to squish the beans.
Short's kid squishes the beans! And they're very excited. Like, little excited stars fly off of them. And they're just like, yay! And they glow a little bit. They're like, you're soft. Oh my god. And then they let go politely. And they say, "Thank you very much for letting me touch your beans."
Scion is a little bit befuddled by this, but retracts their hand. He goes, "Very well. I must request that you take your masks for the event." And they gesture to a table where a number of animal-shaped masks have been laid out for people to pick. I will
Larry's
provide.
already got a mask.
First of all, I will provide the lists of animals that are available to you. You can pick which one you want. Larry goes, I'm covered, thanks. And Sign replies, oh, I'm sorry. It is actually required for you to wear a mask from our event. They are an indication of which rooms you are allowed into. Larry goes, can I just, like, tell people which I'm allowed into? Well, no, sir.
Can we just draw the animal face on his mask? I have expo markers.
And Sign goes, please pick a mask from the table, sir. And Larry just is like, okay.
Shorts kid jumps off of Luton and then scrambles up Larry and gives him angry eyebrows.
So everyone pick whichever animal mask your character wants.
Blink will take anyone but the bear.
Oh, fair.
So let me ask, what color is the wolf mask and what color is the fox mask? Is it like fox is red and wolf is gray, or is it fancy?
They are sort of like fancy carved wood masks, so they're all more or less the same color with just like a few painted accents, but yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh, can Blink get the deer mask so he can be the deer with the headlights?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Please. I think Luton's gonna like look over them a bit and then go, Miss Road, what do you think you would like? I'm finding myself well, he waves a hand at Blink, who is now a deer in headlights.
With headlights.
Hey, it's a pun.
Is that a bunny mask?
It's a funny joke.
There
a bunny
is
mask?
a bunny mask. And Larry goes, do you want the bunny mask, kid?
Yes, please.
All right.
I'll take the bear, I guess. Why not?
All right. Luton is gonna look them over and I think he'll say, would you like first pick Rue? And this time I think instead of just offering, he is actually going to step back and like pay attention. He's trying really hard to not show that he's sus, but oh, he's so sus.
He's so sus.
And Rue steps forward to take one, and Sign goes, oh, that will not be necessary, sir. As a returning guest, you are allowed into the special rooms. And Scion digs into his robe and pulls out a mask that, instead of being animal, is patterned with ivy leaves.
Ooh.
Mm.
And
I guess you're a vegetable. Not an animal or mineral.
Well, ivy is not actually a vegetable. It's still a plant, but vegetables have to like bear things, and ivy does not produce vegetable.
But you
What about
eat it.
fruits? Are fruits vegetables?
No. If there's a difference between a fruit tree and a vegetable, but vegetables are not just like the plant part. They're specifically the part that I don't actually know anything about this subject. All I know is that ivy is not a vegetable. I'm sorry.
I mean, you can eat ivy and you can eat vegetables, so I think it can qualify.
See?
let us just say it is a matter of flora and fauna. And Rue takes the mask and sort of just, for the moment, props it up on top of his head. And Scion nods to him. Larry, in the meanwhile, has grabbed the wolf mask amidst all the arguing of vegetables. So
Is mayonnaise a vegetable?
So that just leaves you, Luton.
Yes, he's gonna look at them and say, well, I did leave Winter behind for a reason, and he's actually going to grab the squirrel mask rather than the wolf mask that he was occasionally looking at now that one uh, lupine animal has been taken. He doesn't want to be accused of copycatting, so he's going to take the squirrel mask of all things, and he's going to be like, Winter would never be caught dead being seen with me with this, and as long as, if we are able to keep this, I'll just have to keep it somewhere he can't see it, I suppose.
Sign goes, very good. Do not worry for those of you who have atypically shaped faces. It will take 30 minutes for the masks to attune to you, and then they will change shape to naturally rest upon your face. Simply be patient until then and enjoy yourselves.
Shorts kid has tried to put the bunny mask on. It is too big.
Larry has sort of just like tucked it, like he sort of turned away from the group and it did a quick switcheroo of masks. So he's like, okay, I guess this works. Unless there's anything else, any other shenanigans, you head into the hall. So,
Yeah.
upon entering the ballroom proper, you can see it is lovely. There's glittering chandeliers with dozens of candles lighting the room, and there's a lot of crystals hanging from it that sends the light refracting across the walls and floor to give the impression that the marble that makes it up is sort of glittering. As sunset is approaching, it streams in through large arch stained glass windows that just further adds this sort of ethereal quality to the room. It is super pretty. Um, there are a lot of people who are already here, judging by sort of the bustle of things. A lot of people have already gotten festivities underway. There are people dancing. There's a bard who is playing a high energy song on the fiddle. There are dancing entertainers that people are sort of cheering on. There's a snake charmer against one wall. Looking in the back, you can even see there's a few tables set up. Of course, one's laden with food and drink, as well as there's one that appears to be a fortune teller who is set up. And of course, there are also stairs and hallways leading off in different directions. Looking around at the clientele, you can see there are three kinds of masks here. There are the people who have animal masks. There are the people who have plant masks, who, judging by what Scion said to Rue, is for returning guests who have been here before. And glancing around, you can see scurrying around there people wearing masks that are like painted with stars or moons or the like, and you get the feeling all of those people are like servants or employees who are working here and doing the service, and their masks tend to be fairly subtle. Their whole thing is just like going unnoticed, helping when necessary, and moving on. What would you like to do?
I am the fortune teller.
Chicken nugget.
I guess we can make a chicken nugget run first.
All right, first things first. Like you guys don't all have to go to the same place. I will say, as the group begins to spread out, blink, Zan will tug your sleeve to whisper to you. He goes,
Yeah, he has to tug a couple of times because Blink is now wide-eyed looking at everything.
after
Hmm? Hmm?
letting blink. Seems there are some rooms that only I can get into. I would like to check these first. Be careful.
Okay.
Keep your eyes open for Noir. If I find anything, I will contact you. All right?
Okay.
If the people we came in with, they seem like good people. There's safety in numbers, so if it feels like a good idea, stick with them. And I'll find you if I need to. All right?
Okay, you got it, boss. He
Uh,
does like a little salute.
Zan smiles and gives a awkward little salute back, and then very quickly puts back on statuesque and regal and stalks off to find the private rooms.
Can Luton make
Chicken nugget.
I guess can Luton make either an investigation or a perception check to see if he can figure out where Zan is heading? Because I think he's going to be staying with the group, but he's defo like keeping an eye. Again, he's sus.
Sure. I think you can roll either investigation or perception.
Ooh, boy.
Very nicely done. A 22. You can tell which direction Zan is heading in. Was it perception or investigation that you rolled?
It was investigation.
Okay. I'll say as you see him stalk off towards one of the stairs that leads up to a room, you actually will flag down one of the servants who's scuttering around with drinks, and you ask where that goes, and they go, "Oh, yes, the returning guests have the right to visit um, the tattoo artists, the gambling tables, and the massage parlors on the upper floors. It would appear that direction is the gambling tables, very popular."
Ooh, Zan's gonna get lucky
Ah,
tonight.
yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Can Luton slide them a gold coin just for the fact that he knows these people probably aren't being paid enough?
You certainly
Like,
can.
even at a fancy party, these people are not being paid enough.
Um, the servant gives you a much more genuine smile and nod before they
Nice.
rush off back to work.
I am marking down that Luton has one less coin.
And I assume other members of the group have gone off to the food table because of
Chicken
food.
nugget brigade.
Chicken
Chicken nugget.
nuggies.
Yeah, Blink is just kind of following the group around now. He's like, I don't know who any of you people are. Hello.
Howdy.
Hey, kid.
Hello.
Oh, Zan has Eagle Splendor for an hour since the point that I cast it, so.
Okay, cool.
It is concentration, so if something wild happens, I guess I would have to roll, but
I will keep that in mind, but for now, he's good to go.
Yep.
So at the food table, there's uh, lots of various pastries, cakes. There's a whole roasted pig. There's a lot of casks of wine. Um, it takes you a while to find the chicken cutlets. That is what they call them. It's chicken nuggies. um, yes.
Trying
Very
to mess it up with a
nice.
fancy name.
Yeah, there's basically all sorts of very fancy foods, but also towards the end of the table they get stuff that is dressed up but not quite as ritzy, because again, not everyone here is a high society type. There's
oh,
the
absolutely not.
The pigs
um,
in a blanket are also there.
they are breaded sausages. Thank you.
Be deviled eggs, but they're called eggs of the devil. That slight change is very important.
Don't.
It's
We're just gonna
all
take
about
the whole thing of chicken
presentation.
nuggets and run, okay?
But that's not polite. You gotta use a plate. Come on, I'll show you. And
Alright.
Shorts Kid goes up to the table, grabs a plate delicately, because these are actually actual plates because it's a fancy party, and then just gently, using only 2 of their fingers, plucks chicken nuggets out of the pile instead of using the tongs that are next to the plate.
Bro uses the tongs to knock over as many as she can into her plate.
Larry.
Blink just takes a plate.
I'm not allowed to have the adult juice, so I don't know what I can drink.
Oh, there's lots of normal juice. It look like Larry points at that there is the wine, but there's also the regular grape.
Shorts Kid makes a beeline for the grape juice.
Yeah.
Blink just takes a plate, kind of like dips it in the pile, and then pulls it back out, and there's chicken nuggets on it.
Well played, well played.
Yeah,
Get a nod
Larry.
of approval from Road.
Larry just gets like a glass of apple cider or something. Everyone who is getting food or drink, make a medicine check.
Yeah, love it.
Please don't make Shorts Kid get food poisoning.
That would be
Well,
a
that would
pretty
be-
bad party.
I'm just like, Shorts Kid will get very upset.
Darn it.
The 17 was mine,
The
yes?
17 is Blink's, yes.
Did
So,
Road get food poisoning?
no one gets food poisoning. Everything tastes delicious. It is all very nice. Blink, you go to like take a sip of something and you realize it tastes a little it's not like it's not poisoned or anything, but there is a super diluted sleeping potion that is in there that like will not knock anyone out, but looking around you're realizing a lot of people are very tipsy and you don't think that the party's been going long enough to completely justify that. So it's someone wants people to be loopy.
Okay. Well, first thing he does is he pours out the rest of whatever it was into like a potted plant nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Is this, I don't know, was this the same thing? Is this just like everything, every drink, or is it like just the one that he was having? Are the others having the same thing?
It is in
We have to
anything.
try it.
It is in probably most of the alcoholic drinks, which would hide it best. Yeah. So Shorts Kid is probably fine because they are now careful about adult drinks.
Okay.
Thank you for not roofying the child.
Right.
Please just drink your apple juice in peace.
I think this is when Luchin comes back into the group and he's like, terribly sorry about that. I saw somebody that I knew. And he starts making polite conversation, but I don't think he goes for the food or drink either yet.
Fair enough.
Can
Go ahead.
Can Blink just kind of, right? Who else was it just us three that were getting food? Was Larry also getting food?
Larry actually did take a drink.
Okay. Oh, beans. Blink is not equipped for this.
Oh, baby.
You look nervous.
Just a touch.
Yeah. I didn't really like the drinks. Maybe don't drink it. It tasted kind of weird.
I mean, I'm just sitting here eating my chicken nuggets.
Okay,
Shorts Kid holds
well.
up a chicken nugget so they can toast.
We'll toast chicken nuggets.
Oh, we do want to toast the chicken nuggets, though. Actually,
Bink.
Larry,
Blink has
Larry,
now dropped this line of reasoning completely and just toasts with the chicken nugget and goes on.
Luton, what did you just roll for?
Luton just rolled for sleight of hand just because he wants to pull his notepad out of his messenger bag, write that down, along with the notes that he wrote down about Roosketch and Blink lately, but on like a different page, and then put it back without like attracting any attention.
Okay.
I guess that would be against passive perception. It's not a big deal if anybody sees him.
I would say for anyone, like, look at your passive perception to see if a 14 beats it, you didn't catch it. If you've got it higher than 14, you noticed he jotted something down.
Blink is
Looks
oblivious.
does not say anything but looks.
Shorts Kid looks at Larry and says, "Does your drink taste weird?"
Actually, I don't think I rolled a medicine for him. Let's see. Does it taste weird to Larry? Oh, that's a nat 20.
We are all looking at Larry.
Larry, like, he stares down at his drink, goes, "Oh yeah, this shit's drugged."
Oh,
Drug?
well, that's not good.
Then put it
Yeah,
back.
I thought maybe something like that.
Should we,
Uh,
like, alert people to this, or,
Put the drink back first. You might accidentally take a sip.
Larry just sort of puts it back down on the table. His, like, still 99% full cup. He just puts it back on the table. And he goes, "Do you flag down people at a party to tell them someone roofied the drink? Isn't that a thing that happens at parties?
I don't go to
Light bulb.
parties like this.
You spike the punch and everyone has a good time." No, this
Is that how it works?
Maybe.
Shorts Kid runs around to the kegs of alcohol, takes out their expo marker, which we have previously established, and writes on the barrels, "Tastes funny. Roof? Question mark?"
Vandalize it for a good reason, kid.
brilliant.
Well, there's a lot of people that have been here before, but maybe it's just that kind of party.
Um,
Man, I really wish I didn't come.
Well, now if they want roofie drink, they can definitely get the one that has the roofie drink, because I just wrote on the grape juice that it's not, because it tastes like grape juice. Also, I don't feel like a house. No roofs.
You know what? That's a fair point.
Larry pats Short's Kid on the head and goes, "That's good to hear." He sort of casts a glance around, and he actually, like, goes to flag down one of the servants that is sort of refilling plates at the snack table.
Okay, thank you, because if he wasn't going to, I was gonna say Luton would.
So
Um,
now the drugged drinks have both been labeled and announced, which is good.
mm-hmm.
Nailed it.
Good job, kid.
And he goes, "There's a problem with your booze." And they go, "Oh." They look at the labels that Short Skid has written all over, and they go, "I see. That's worrying."
Roof.
Just a little bit.
Give me a moment. I will have someone get rid of these." And they scurry off to get one of the sort of, like, larger people from the kitchen to sort of quickly pick up the drinks and rush them to the kitchens, presumably to get dumped out. And after a moment, you see them bringing out new drinks that are fresh. that has happened. I'm sure everyone is suddenly probably a lot less in a excitable mood for this event now that there have been drugged drinks discovered.
Oh no, Shorts Kid wants to find the ball pit.
Well, there are a lot of sort of people doing events and sort of dancing attractions and whatnot. Don't see a ball pit anywhere, but
There's always a ball pit at a bad party. Come on.
Send in the clowns.
Oh my
if
god.
it's a bad party, at least they'll give you an extra hour in the ball pit.
All right, good. Yep.
Exactly.
What?
So I think Luton is going to look around and say, shall we dance? But I think he's not, as he's dancing, because he's danced before, I think, regardless of if I need a performance in addition to an investigation check, I think he's going to be looking around and seeing how many people are sort of loopy. Is it a minority? Is it more worryingly the majority? Um, And whether or not you guys join in with him going to dance is up to you guys.
I will
We'll
ask.
join.
Yeah, who else wants to dance?
Road will join and also kind of keep an eye out on the everything, but
Mhm.
more so the servants.
Shorts Kid finishes their nuggets and then grabs Larry's hand and is like, "Do you want to dance?"
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
Yeah! And then they just Shorts Kid's like, gentle bow, because that's what you do when you start dancing, and then just starts crumping.
Oh, I love.
I think Luton's like arm in arm with Road, as Road was the first one to take him up on his offer, but I think he also offers a handout to Blank, like, would you like to join us?
Oh, sure, yeah. He'll go. He'll dance.
Great. All right. Everyone out on the dance floor. I will say, there's a lot of people on the dance floor. Um, there are definitely a fair few people who seem drunk. Um, I wouldn't say the majority, but a decent portion considering how early in the night it is. I will say everyone make a quick dexterity check just to see how you're doing. Okay.
I'll crump with you, Larry.
So you know what? Considering the number of people here who are all pretty caught up in the event, some of them are drunk, but like most people are holding it together fairly well overall. Um, but Shorts Kid, you are getting very enthusiastic with your crumping. And you accidentally, gently, but still very much knock into another dancer who pretty immediately spins on you and goes, "Watch it, kid!"
Watch what?
Oh, you think you're cute, and this man is probably one of the drunker people you've seen thus far. He's a little halfling man in a dog mask. He goes, "Oh, you're one of those. You're one of the funny ones. You think you can bump into me as funny? You think as
Um,
well?" And Larry
I
just like immediately like steps in between this guy and Shorts Kid is like, "Back off, buddy."
I don't know what's going on.
Shorts Kid, come dance with me. Come over here and dance with me. It's all right. Come here.
Okay.
Uh,
Shorts Kid comes over to Lupin and is just now crumping towards them.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
that's right. Oh,
this drunk man has not backed down, so now he's very short, so he is just sort of trying to get in Larry's face, but down like near his knees. He goes, "You think you can just push? I will not stand for this. That I came a long way to come to the." And Larry's just like, "Calm down, man. It's not a big it. You don't talk to me. I have gone I came here to have a party, and you guys think you can push me up. God, man, stop it." And it's becoming enough of like this guy is making a scene.
Ah, beans.
Definitely kind of goes near Larry for emotional support, if nothing else.
Shorts Kid
I
casts
think.
hold person.
Okay.
Oh man, I was
You
gonna like
didn't.
try and describe Blink dancing, but we're way past that.
Remind me
We'll get
what
back to it. I promise. On the description.
whew, he does not make that, I assume. Um,
Nope.
so you have cast Hold Person on this man, and because of the sort of ruckus he was raising and attention he was drawing, already some of the servants are sort of rushing in to try and diffuse the situation, except it's been handled. That's nice. And so they quickly sort of rush up to him, and you hear actually a voice call out, "Oh, thank you for diffusing that unfortunate situation." Uh,
He was gonna hurt Larry.
he wasn't gonna hurt me, really. I mean,
He was gonna try.
he was gonna try. And you see coming towards you a very tall, very regal looking woman. She is wearing a mask shaped like the sun, and she is smiling very warmly at you, Shorts Kid. And she goes, "Well, it was very brave of you to step in." She holds out her hand to you, to sort of shake. She goes, "Hello, my name is Madame Konba. What is your name?"
I'm Shorts Kid. What's a conbow?
It's her last name, honey.
Oh, okay. Sorry, some people have names that are like things. Like, people call me Shorts Kid because I'm wearing shorts, and they go, "Look, see, you think it's a dress, but I fooled you," and they show it off. It's a jumpsuit, and then they floss.
And Lady Koba is just like beaming, and she laughs. She goes, "That is you got me." And
Got him.
she smiles at the rest of the group. She goes, "I am so sorry about Mr. Kotik. I did not. I well, that is a risk when it comes to inviting such a wide variety of people. Sometimes you get a little extra entertainment, but I hope the rest of the party will go smoothly for you." Um, she looks between Shorts Kid and Larry, and then her eyes fall on Road, and she goes, "Oh, oh my goodness. You're the ones from the studio." And she takes both Larry's and Road's hands and holds them very gently, and she goes, "Thank you so much for coming. I know things have been hard for, your people with the rest of us after what happened. I hope this event can be uh, an olive branch of sorts between us."
Yeah.
Olives taste gross.
They're all right.
They're pretty
Don't
decent
don't worry about
sometimes.
it. It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor, Shorts Kid. Luchin is trying very hard to not look uncomfortable because the way that that was phrased, he's actually been on the receiving end of talk like this, and he knows that that was like seven different layers of what you should not say. But he's trying really hard not to show it because it's also rude to say, "Hey, that was fucked up what you said. Don't be racist."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of grits her teeth.
Lady,
Blink at this point.
yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I
go
was just
ahead. Go ahead.
as because Blink was dancing with Luton. Luton was the closest person. Blink has kind of stepped behind Luton,
What are we
kind of
talking
like
about?
half hiding.
Lady
We're talking
Comba,
about how we're going to
Not
enjoy
like
the party.
obviously, but
hold on real quick.
I don't
Okay,
oh
actually know
beans.
what we're talking about, or
It's a nat 20.
that
Damn
is a
it.
nat
Jeez.
20. Lady
I don't like
Comba smiles very gently at the rest of the group, and she goes, "Well, I'll leave you to the celebrations. Um, let me know if there's anything you need." I
Yes,
have,
of course. Thank you so much.
thank you.
also don't worry if another person goes nuts because I'm here and I'm real strong and they flex.
I will
Yes,
count
you're
on you
so
for it. And she gives you a little pat on the head, and goes off to continue mingling with guests.
She seems nice.
Comment.
Yes,
It's not nice.
I would also like to just apologize for everything that just happened. I know how painful that
No
conversation can be.
comment.
Yeah.
How about we get off the dance floor? I was having a lot of fun with you, but after other people started getting involved, the fun has dwindled.
Shorts Kid just goes over to Larry and says, "Why are we mad?"
She said some stuff that I think hurt some of their feelings. Don't worry about it. It's all right.
Okay, I can't always tell because people say that sort of stuff all the time, you know? It just happens, but I guess that doesn't make it right.
No, Larry sort of itches at something underneath his mask and goes, I think a lot of people don't have a firm grasp on what things are nice to say and what aren't. But don't worry about it. It's a fun party. We're having a great time. Chicken nuggets.
Okay, then let's go find the ball pit and forget about mean people.
Yeah.
If we can find this elusive ball pit, I'm down.
Yeah, by now I'm sure we've earned like 2 hours in the ball pit.
I have to be honest, I've never heard of a ball pit in this sort of party, so if we find one, I will gladly jump in with you, kiddo.
Then we gotta find the ball pit. Shorts Kid makes an investigation check.
And go to the fortune teller. Maybe they know where the ball pit is.
Let's see. Hold on a moment. I need to do a thing real quick. Sorry, give me a moment. Talk amongst yourselves about this wacky party you're having.
Like, the chicken nuggets were pretty good.
They're alright. They didn't need to dress it up like chicken cutlets or whatever they were calling them, but you know, chicken nugget's a chicken nugget is a chicken nugget.
Yeah. I kind of like the masks, but like, mine's too big and it's really heavy. Like, it's made out of wood. Why didn't
Rose
they
is
just...
like at the end of her nose, and she's just like, "Yeah, I feel that."
Yeah, I can't even wear it. It's just a cool necklace right now.
I think Luton is gonna say, "All right, there, Blink. We sort of you for a second."
Oh, excellent, because I was going to say Blink is now being uncharacteristically quiet. On the way over, he would have, like, just kind of like idle chatter, right? That kind of thing. Not like completely dominating any conversation, but trying to keep something going. All of that has stopped.
Blink.
Y'all
Do you
good?
Yeah,
That was
yes,
some pretty
yeah.
heavy stuff we had there. It's
Mr.
alright if you want to take a minute. We can go head outside. Probably they got a veranda or porch or something.
Mr. Lamp,
Yeah, maybe. Hi, hey.
Let's
are you
let's
feeling
go
okay?
outside for a moment. We'll look for
Oh,
the ball pit
I'm
after
just
that.
fine.
Don't worry.
We're gonna go stargazing. You wanna come?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Can
do you want a hug?
I would like a hug, thanks.
Shorts Kid hugs the lamp.
Oh, the lamp hugs you back.
Gentle pat from Road.
Shorts Kid then lets go and says, "Sometimes I feel like that, where everything's too loud and things are bad, so hugs help.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Let's go look at some freaking stars, but after that, I really want to find the ball pit."
Don't worry. We'll do that right after.
That's on the list. Hold on, and they take their expo marker and write "find ball pit" on their arm.
Maybe if we follow the stars will lead us to the ball pit.
Oh, like a rainbow with gold.
Yeah. Say ball
The,
pit at the
the
end.
night sky is kind of like the ultimate ball pit if you think about it.
He's got a point. He's got a good point.
If they're moving through the crowd, Blink is gonna look around and see if he can spot Zan somewhere.
Let's see. You look around the party And I'd actually say make a perception check.
Sure.
It's pretty busy in this here party.
Yeah.
Sure is. I did this before. I'm just double checking it. Oh, yes, I do have that. Okay.
Woo!
23. That'll do.
Alrighty. Pretty
I'm
darn
sure he's
nice.
not here. No.
It does seem that looking around you cannot find him. You have noticed that as time has gone on, there are fewer and fewer of the people with the plant-themed masks in the dance hall. It seems more and more people are either heading up to the private rooms for the gambling or the massage parlors. But it's also worth noting, like, there are hallways and rooms that are not marked as private areas that are presumably just for people to find private spots in the manor to just sort of hang out away from some of the more active events. So you're not sure if he's still in the gambling hall or if he is snuck off to investigate elsewhere.
Okay.
And actually, as you head out, and Lara will go, I'm sorry, man. I don't. What was your name? He's talking to you, Blink.
Oh, hi. Blink lightly.
Hey,
Sorry.
Larry. That guy you came with, they said he'd been here before? Did they tell you that how much this place sucks?
Not really. I haven't known him for very long, unfortunately.
But he took you
Well,
as
then
his
why he bring
plus one?
+1?
Yeah.
I found the large ladle. Also
I
that one's
found
shaped like a
a
heart.
big cow.
That one's shaped like a heart.
Yeah, it is. Everyone having serious conversation. Short kid and Road are just kind of like, yeah, ours. Yeah.
That cloud kind of looks like a cat.
I think it looks more like a rabbit to me.
Oh yeah, I can see it because the little the nose
Yeah,
is all
yeah.
weird.
You just turn your head. You just turn it that way, you know.
Yeah, I see. And Short's kid is now leaning against Road as they look up at the stars.
Oh.
Oh.
And Larry sort of thinks, he looks at Blink for a moment more, and you could tell he's thinking about saying something, and goes, well, hopefully he comes back for you soon. Seems kind of like a dick move to leave you alone, but whatever.
Yeah. It's okay. I do like hanging out with you guys. And this part is said with more confidence than anything else that he's said.
You know what's real cool? The Fish Constellation. 'Cause it don't look like a fish, no sir.
Well, you kind of have to imagine the fish around it.
It doesn't look like a fish.
It don't look like a fish, no sir, no sir.
I see a turtle.
That looks a little bit like a fish.
It don't.
Short's kid pats
No,
the
look,
ground
if
next to where both they and Road are sitting, so that Blink can sit down and look up at the stars too.
As you are all looking up at the stars, you can see a little ways across the city. As you are all enjoying the night air, a clock tower across the city begins to chime. It has been about half an hour since you got here, and that means your masks have all attuned, and suddenly they shift shape on your face to rest very comfortably. As they do that, however, you also suddenly become distinctly aware that something else has happened. I'll send you privately the information on what
Oh,
happens with your mask.
sure. Blink was in the middle of using silent image to like create an image of the stars, and then like build the fish around them.
Fish,
Bird is
fish.
just very insistent that this looks nothing like a fish and it's stupid.
Shorts kid
Meanwhile,
just
Luton's
draws
about
a
to go,
fish.
"Oh, hey, Larry, you're sus of what's going on with this lamp too," and then
It's
this
ironic that the
happens.
ironic that the lamp is the shady one.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Bah!
Ah.
All right. And last of all, for good old Lord's
I kind of wish Dad could have seen this, because, like, he makes bad parties better, because, like, he just punches people.
Oh man, he would certainly liven up this party one way or another. So yeah, each of you suddenly becomes distinctly aware that something magical has happened to your masks that has affected you. And also, in that moment, if you try to take your mask off, you can't. It's
Mm-hmm.
on you.
That's weird.
Does not like this.
Shorts kid tries to
Uh,
scratch under their
Luton,
mask
who
and
is
then
very
goes,
weak,
oh.
is gonna try a strength check. Because that shit's weird, and he would prefer for it to be off for half a second. A 7's not gonna do it though. Not even if it's
No,
possible.
it is very, very stuck. And as you try and wrestle the mask off, you can um, hear a little bit of murmuring around, and there's a couple of people who arrived at about the same time as you who have realized it, but there are also a lot of people who are going about as if nothing interesting has happened. Um, Larry goes, "Oh, don't like that. Don't like that. Um,
No, sir. No, sir.
My nose itches.
uh, there's a servant nearby who is sort of like collecting discarded glasses that guests have left around. They see you guys picking out. They go, "Oh, please don't worry. It's just a precaution. I'm sure you've heard about the curse of the city. This is just to help protect you from being affected. It's one of Lady Konva's inventions. She is quite a master artificer." Um,
Insight.
The city is cursed?
yeah, do an insight check.
No. Tell me more. The city is cursed?
Oh, it's a nat one from Road. So this, as far as you can tell, Road, this person is just in full customer service. Here is the perfectly bland, normal information that I am providing to you. And they look down to you, Shorts Kid, and go, "Yes, it's an old rumor. Something about, I don't know, werewolves or something. Um, a lot of people get paranoid that they may be uh, magically assaulted by some sort of miasma that comes into the city. But these masks are meant to ward you against that. So It's just to make sure you can enjoy your time here without concern. Larry goes, oh, yeah. All my fears have just been washed away.
What about
May
people
I
that
ask
don't?
why this little precaution is not on the invitations? That would surely belay some of the worries we're now definitely experiencing.
Well, I'm sorry. I thought most people would know about it. Don't blink. If that was an insight check,
It was.
yeah. Did you add your new extra?
Oh, no. So that's an 8 overall.
Yeah. An 8 is still not high enough, but yeah, just remember, you've got a plus to that one now.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I will I guess have Larry also roll one real quick, just to be sure.
What if we, hey, here's a fun idea. What if we didn't?
Yeah, I don't want it to. And actually, blink. Suddenly, you will hear Zan's voice inside your head. And Zan's voice whispers to you, Blink, there is something very worrying. I haven't figured out who yet, but I advise staying out of the main floor. I do not think. Check the kitchens if you can. I'll try to meet up with you.
I mean, she's
Is this
mean, but she
message? Do
might
I
know
have the
what's going on.
response?
It is not message.
Okay.
Um,
Oh,
though, I mean, you get the feeling this is not a message, but there's sort of feeling if you wanted to think something back at him, you could.
Um.
focus real hard.
Oh gosh, it's a great
I think
question.
I'm scared and I
That
want
I
to go home.
don't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the. Hmm. Uh, I mean, yeah, essentially something like uh, okay, we'll do. But P.S. Met the scary lady. She's scary. See you soon.
Heart
um,
emoji.
yeah. They just psychically text emojis back and forth. Um, so Larry is very much in the mode of like, all right, so hey, can we leave? Like, I don't like this party. I don't like most parties, but I definitely don't like this party.
Let's go home
Yeah.
and make our own ball pit with
Um,
speed and hookers.
H looks at Short's kid.
Jack said that once.
um, Blink, I will put this out there. You
Mhm.
have been sent here to look into something.
Oh, Blake knows this.
Do you want to let the other people know about that?
It's a great question.
We could fill the ball pit with gumballs.
I mean,
It sure is.
can they leave? Are we still asking? Are we still talking to that dude? Can we leave if we wanted to? Like,
Uh,
or is that part of the conversation done?
yeah,
Did he walk
he
away?
has walked away.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, beans.
I'm actually let's see. While Blink is debating that, I will say, Luton, make another history check.
I will make another history check. Luton is sus!
Oh, I was thinking Luton probably could make like an insight check on Blink because he probably did like stop braining for a moment.
Sure, that's fair. That's a nat 1 on the history, but as was said, Luton can also make an insight check on Blink.
Should I roll something against it? I don't even know. Nah, that'll
19.
do.
That is better.
The dice know. The dice know what
Yeah.
they want.
Yeah,
I mean, so you definitely did see Blink like stop and then kind of fidget and then like kind of
Are you all right, Blink?
yeah. You
Are
know
you
what?
sure you're all right, Blink? And Luton's revealing their hand a little bit that they're caring, but like they're not gonna take. Yeah, sure, I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
and Larry, Larry just also rolled an insight check, so that's another 19, and he actually steps forward to Blake and goes, "Hey, can you tell us more about the friend that's been here before?"
Is there anyone around?
There,
Are we out on this? Are we like out here alone? Are there other people nearby?
it is a balcony. It's an open space. There aren't really anyone nearby. You can see there's maybe a couple of people who are also out enjoying the fresh air, maybe making out a little bit, but no one like within earshot.
Okay. Blink is gonna kind of like lean in, like indication, like okay, come here, like lean in.
Time to huddle.
I am here with my friend to investigate some shady business, but he hasn't actually been here before, and we're trying to figure stuff out, and we need to go to the kitchens.
Do you mind telling us what you're here to figure out with your friend who got an illegal ticket, I presume?
Some bad news.
Is there some bad
It's
news you don't know, or
some
some bad
magic
news
stuff.
that we don't know?
I mean, I don't know how much you guys know.
Well, we know
It's
that
some magic stuff. It's magic stuff.
Yeah, we figure that out from the magic masks that don't come off.
That's a fun new and worrying thing. So
What's the old and worrying thing? Do you know anything? Luton has now visibly pulled out his notepad and is looking at Blink. He's not trying to look intimidating, but with that squirrel mask and the fact that he's not looking away, he probably is a little intimidating. But like, how intimidating can you be when you're a short jerk boy?
squirrels stare down with deer. I mean, Blink turns to him and just like, I mean, you're what, a reporter, right? You know, kind of
Yes, I am.
things that go on. Can we go to the kitchen so that we can just talk to my friend? Because
Let's go.
I'm
Sooner we
not
get
think
good at
that's
explaining.
fair.
sooner we'll probably get
we
more
should-
answers.
And we can ask specifically who is in charge of the wine because
We could also
in
do that, yeah.
theory they definitely should have been watching to make sure that the wine did not get drugged, because that's the whole thing. People should not be roofied. I'm sorry, I've become babble. Let's go.
So you head back in. I assume you sort of skirt around the bulk of the
Yep.
party goers because everything is increasingly terrible.
Are we like on time or early to the party?
You got here. They were probably letting people in around an hour before you got here, so there have been people who have been there for a while, but at this point, um, the floor is pretty busy. You think pretty much all the people who have been invited, and are coming have arrived at this point. So you sort of skirt around and I guess actually a perception check would be necessary to figure out where the actual kitchens is. It's not a high
Great
DC.
idea.
Road, you think you remember the direction. Blink, you actually recall, like, when you called them over about the drinks, you remember what direction they came from, and so you
Yeah.
sort of shuffle the group in that direction. And as you're
He is still like sticking to like at least the walls, like the external parts of this room.
I
If
will
someone tries to walk through the crowd, Blink will like grab their arm and like pull them back.
actually, I'm gonna say I don't think it'll be a high DC, but let's just have everyone make a stealth check to see if you get through this unnoticed.
Oh boy.
Oh, great. Love that.
May I cast a spell before we do that?
Sure.
Because
Oh, that's not what I wanted.
it only takes one action. Luton will cast Pass Without a Trace.
God.
For the duration, each
Brilliant.
creature you choose within 30 feet of you has a +10 bonus to stealth checks and can't be tracked except by magical means.
Brilliant.
You also, of course, no tracks. And Luton, like, make sure that everybody's in the area and cast the spell before they leave. And then he sort of winks at Blink and says, if we're going to be sneaky about this, then let's be sneaky about this, yes?
So that means that actually, Blink, that 12 you rolled, you forgot the +2 and then
Don't
an
even worry
extra
about it.
+10, so 24, yeah.
Oh,
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, the +10 made it so that even those of you who didn't roll super high, y'all did fine. There is
Tripping over her dress.
there's enough going on that people are either too distracted, too drunk, or just generally not taking notice. At one point, yeah, Rode like trips a little on her dress, and Larry catches her before she can fall. And you all sort of scurry off towards the kitchens, and right before you sort of go inside, Blink, you again hear Zan's voice inside your head. Blink, Blink to your left. And if you look over, you can see from there's a staircase off to the left, and you catch sort of the edge of Zan's coat peeking like from around the sort of curving stairwell.
yeah, Blink will steer the group that way.
Luton's gonna actually hang back, although he's still part of the group. He's just gonna be at the back end of the group.
Fair. Zan, his eyebrows go up a little bit to realize that you have. Oh, everyone's here.
Howdy.
Yeah, Blink does run up and just hug him.
Hi, Rue.
Zan hugs him back. He goes, "Are you okay?"
Oh, yeah. They know some things now.
This seems like a sketchy situation.
A little bit.
That would be funny. That would be a funny joke.
That does track. Come up this way, please, if you don't mind. And he sort of gestures up the stairs to, someplace a little further away from the kitchens where all the servants are. Do you follow him?
Why don't we meet outside, actually? Luton says, and at this point he is squinting at Zan. Not he's not trusting like that. He hopes that Zan is a good guy, but he does not think that he's doing great things, at least for Blink. And he's gonna want a little more information, please.
Zan sort of hesitates at this suggestion. He goes, I don't think we have time to go back outside. This party.
Give me one reason to believe you, and I'll go up. One reason.
I'll tell you this. Well, actually, this may not help my case at all, but I am not who I said I was.
Yes, I gathered that. Thanks. Tell me
Sorry, I
who
told
you
them
are,
that.
and I'll go up.
My name is Zan Adieu. I have come here using the invitation of Ruskej, who was in contact with someone here. And at first I thought it was simply one bad actor, but I have become increasingly aware that this entire event is a front for something, and I don't know how much time there is left before events progress.
So Luton is going to really quick roll history if he knows the name, but regardless of what this check gave him, that is actually enough for him to follow.
Cool. The 23 is pretty good. Zan is not a figure who has been quite as public as Rue Sketch, who was, very much a public businessman, made a big deal out of improving his city and advancing the world. And Zan sort of vanished off the radar for a few years. You're actually a little bit surprised to hear he's back. You know he was a pretty powerful wizard who had a decent reputation, but yeah, didn't make public appearances very often.
Luton is going to slowly follow, but he is going to stay out of arm's reach of Zan. Um, if
I mean,
Zan's going to make a grab for him, he's going to have to leap for it.
if it does help Luton at all, Blink has relaxed considerably.
It would help Luton if Luton trusted strangers because they were nice.
Mm.
There are reasons that Luton does not trust strangers because they are nice.
Hey, that's fair.
So he is following along at this point, but he's still sus.
Fair. Zan will lead you all up the staircase. It is a sort of circular winding thing. It goes up a couple floors with a branching door off, but it's 2 floors up before he stops, and just sort of find yourself at a small sitting room with doors heading off. And he goes, all right, this is good enough. I suppose I should start with how much do you know and what. I'm sure you have many questions. Where would you like me to start?
Does it get worse? This whole mask stuck to our face thing?
I have not yet determined for sure, but I heavily suspect that it is a major piece of whatever plot is in store here.
Blink turns to him and just asks, "Is yours stuck on there too?"
Yes, yes, it is.
Shorts Kid burrows into Larry's cloak and then closes it behind them.
Protect!
Can we not do this in front of the child? Is there some way we can get at least her out of here?
I mean, we
And
don't know
by
if
out of
it'll
here, I don't
stop.
just mean hiding her away. I mean like out of the situation entirely. Or
I think we gotta
or are
deal
we
with the situation, because it's already in motion.
There is a way
Luton isn't
actually
pleased with this, but he understands it.
There is a way you can actually get Shorts Kid out of this, but also Shorts Kid wouldn't allow it to happen because then Shorts Kid would be leaving Larry alone and in danger, and Shorts Kid won't let that happen.
Larry goes, well, that just means we gotta figure out what's going on and fix it before things get worse, right?
I'd assume. Alright, where do we start then?
Damn it, Snail, don't give away my secret plot.
I didn't put it in the game zone. I don't know what you're talking about. Luton says, well, why don't we start with why you suspected the party in the first place?
Oh,
That can lead us very neatly into why you suspect it now.
that's actually a fairly simple one. And he digs into his coat and pulls out a letter and hands it off to Luton. It is written in very neat, very pretty handwriting. I will copy and paste it into Game Zone, but I will also read it out loud. My dear friend, it seems we must agree to disagree on the matter of shadow disposal. I simply bid that you be careful, especially as you expand your data pool. You know firsthand how unpredictable the magic from that blighted land can be. If you're looking for a break from your toys, I'm planning to conduct another round of research at the upcoming event in autumn. I think it would be a lovely opportunity for us to compare data directly. I've even included an extra invitation for one of your pet projects, should you be willing to drag one along. I confess I'd be absolutely fascinated to see how it reacts to the process. I hope you'll be able to come, since you know how difficult reservations are to acquire. Noir. P.S. About the outlier, I have my thoughts, but can't be sure without seeing the subject myself. If you can prevent it from sleeping, that may help it stick to the script.
I don't understand any of this.
Like
they were-
none of it.
While they were reading, Blink has just like turned to Zan, just being like, "I'm sorry, I'm not good at big explanations."
Why did Roo Sketch have toys? Isn't he like 100?
Everybody roll insight roll insight on Luton.
Great.
I mean, you're only as old as you feel, but I think with
Finally.
100 you'd feel pretty old.
Nice. Nicely done.
Natty 20.
All right, so this is going to be, let's see. Got some good high rolls in this one, aside from Blink. But that's fine.
It's fine.
Link is very, very emotional right now. Don't be mean to him.
No, I'm not. And so that was Larry's, and this is Zan's.
Blink is maybe a little bit more
Nice.
a little bit more overwhelmed than even he thought he was going to be in this
Oh, poor buddy.
situation.
So,
So,
yeah, go ahead.
I would say that everybody who rolled above a 15 gets it. I don't want to be too harsh, but Luton is actually a little bit better at hiding his emotions than some would think from his youthful appearance. This means that aside from Blink and Larry, you see Luton is getting more and more furious as he reads through this letter. Like his cheeks are a little bit pink by the end of it, and he's like gripping the letter, and then he just hands it back and sort of like folds his arms. But you haven't actually seen him fold his arms at the event before this. He's trying really hard to contain himself, but he's gone from okay, this is annoying to okay, I don't like this to I am pissed.
It seems
That's
like
a fun fact. He left wrinkles in the exact same spots Blink did.
this
um,
seems like at school, sometimes when you're doing wrong things and you don't want the teachers to see, you say that you have a club after school, and then you go to the club, but instead of doing club things, you do stuff that like isn't school approved, like trading Mokipon cards. And are they trading Mokipon cards here, but like worse?
I think you got the worst part right, probably. Sounds like forced transformation, which
yes,
not
that
good.
is.
It's definitely not school approved.
I will.
I don't know, I feel fine.
Rue Sketch, the real Rue Sketch,
Mm-hmm.
was a colleague of mine until he wasn't. I was his first test in transforming unwitting Realkind individuals into Toonkind.
But you're
What?
Except
people? Like, you don't have an outline, and you aren't 3D like me, and you look like people.
that is thanks to Blink here. He and a few other friends saved me. I spent years bound to Zan's will, or sorry, to Sketch's will. Blah, words.
You were bound to your own will?
What a
so
shock!
terrible.
Oh no! But yeah,
Ooh, I dropped out for just
Awful.
a second there. What happened?
I got the names mixed up. But anyway,
Yeah,
back
that
with the
happens.
dramatic
Don't worry, it didn't
monologue. Um,
Hang on, did you hear me say that Blink is holding his hand at this point?
I did not hear that. Oh
It's a
no!
very important detail.
They hold hands.
Zan gives him a little squeeze of just being like,
Mm.
he's both very sad that he has put Blink through this, but also glad he's here. Um, and Zan goes, I did not have my own free will for 5 years. And
So it cost you money to have will?
it costs something other than money. It, Sketch, I found this letter in the remains of his research after Blink and my other friends freed me. He has been communicating with someone here about their magical research. And I knew if they were anything like him, innocent people would be not just hurt, but worse.
Is that that guy who was drunk and tried to punch Larry?
Nods.
He was a jerk. But Shorts Kid climbs out of Larry's cloak and over to Zan and stands next to him. Grabs like one of his cool like sheepy dreadlocks and just kind of pats it and then lets it go and says, "I'm sorry you had to deal with that. I've had bad experiences and they hurt a lot. I hope you feel better eventually."
Lucian is now looking wide-eyed at this child because, like, unfortunately, at that age, he also had to deal with some things that were unfair and wrong. But, like, he sure hoped it hadn't happened to this child.
Unfortunately, no one ends up a D&D adventure because they had a happy past.
I think Lucian like sort of shakes himself out of the thought, like, it can wait, and he says, "Can you trace who wrote this through the pen and paper now that you're here? Is there a spell that can do that?"
I have tried. Um, I I think whoever sent this was being very careful and doing everything they could to keep it from being traced back to them.
But like they have the power to send people invitations specifically to this party. So who at a party would have the power to send invitations to everyone who attended the party?
And
And Shorts Kid strokes their chin.
Zan smiles sort of weakly and he goes, "Yes, who indeed would have the
Maybe.
option to make invitations and ask someone else to uh, carefully craft all the various things that are happening here."
Shorts Kid
High-leveled artificer. Could at
wanders
least
wanders
Make
over to
things.
Larry, pulls out the invite, and then says, "Hey, look, it's signed."
And again, you look at the writing, and he at first sort of looks at it. He goes, "I was hoping it wasn't the case. I did try to compare the handwriting at least, but it seems she's at least more clever than that. But I suspect,
The
well,
game is afoot.
Think at this rate, we might be the game.
well, I
Let's
don't
just go
think
beat her up.
our host will allow us to go unnoticed for much longer.
Why don't we just beat her up?
Because we don't have any proof.
No, I mean, we
Twilight.
beat her up, and then even if she gets upset, she's like unconscious on the floor, and then we go home.
Zen
No,
gently
listen,
he lays a hand on Shortskid's shoulder and goes, Lady Konba is an extremely powerful artificer.
And I'm level 6. Let's beat her up.
She is in her home where she has access to all of her resources. I don't know how many of the people who work for her are here willingly or in on her schemes.
We can find out if we beat her up.
hang on. Zan, can you let me? Luton takes a chair and slides it over and says, I think I can actually wrap this up quicker. Do you remember when your train dad was accused of something that he didn't do?
Yeah, and then we beat up the lady who did the thing that he was accused of doing.
Yes, you certainly did, and that was very impressive. But before then, the
Snail bit her
media
face.
beat up your train dad for something he didn't do. If we don't have proof that she's the one that did it, and we did beat her up, wouldn't we be the exact same as the people who started attacking your train dad willy-nilly without any proof? We need to make
No,
sure that
train
it's
dad
her.
didn't say mean things that made Blink sad.
You're right. Your train dad did not say mean things that would make Blink sad. I don't have a response for that one.
All Larry has to say is we're not beating up the lady.
Yeah, Larry, he's been very quiet since the letter came out.
Larry also wants to beat up Lady Kumbana.
But he
good?
does perk up as Shortskid is going on. He goes, I don't want to have to deal with this lady if we don't have to. How do we deal with her? I don't yeah, I don't know what this is out of. And Larry he's wearing a different mask than usual, so it's even harder to tell how he's feeling. He seems distracted.
Short's kid picks up on this and is just like, okay, so we can't beat her up.
Then
Well, we can't.
does nod to Luton. He goes, well, I have good news. I do believe I have found some place that will provide good evidence. We just need to be careful about getting in. And he stands back up. He'd been sort of leaning down to talk to Short's kid. And he goes to a bookcase at the back of the sitting room and pulls a book. Goes, I've been rather busy investigating. Thank you very much for your patience. I think there is still a lot of work to do. And as he says this, the bookcase swings forward, and there is a passage.
Xenomorphs by B.A. Richter.
With that, I think that is where we will stop for today's session, if that's okay.
Yeah.
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 I want to keep going, but
Me
brain
too. Oh.
is sort of tired.
Yeah.
I want to keep going, but I'm just like, we can wait. We can wait.
It's fine. It's fine.
So yes, excitement, intrigue, mystery. With that, I will stop the recording. So thank you everyone for listening.
Yeah, thank you for hosting. We love you. Bye-bye.
We love you so much.